stand. You can put your stuff right there on the chair.
That's all right, because I'm going to need it.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Right there. Or,
Send a good message.
yeah, that's all. What time is it?
We have 1 minute.
1 minute.
It's 4:30, so whenever you're ready.
Oh,
There's 2 messages for you.
how are you?
If you want, you just gonna have to get me on reception.
You know, am I going to post it
Um,
Are you ready first?
you're good. Well, thank you. Good afternoon. And thank everybody for joining us for today's update. I'm pleased to be joined today by our District Attorney, Summer Steffen, and our City Attorney, Mara Elliott. Yesterday, you heard from a few of our coastal mayors that are representing the cities of Carlsbad, Encinitas, and Imperial Beach on our plan to reopen beaches when the county health officials give us the green light. We're all very supportive of this lifeguard-driven, phased, and regionally coordinated plan. And again, I want to thank all of our lifeguard agencies, all of our coastal city mayors for coming together to set very clear goals on this plan. To do it safely, the plan would not go, as I mentioned, into effect until our county public health professionals say we're ready to open the water access and we receive that direction. This will be based, this is a plan that is based on health and data, not politics and emotions. And it was very important for all of our lifeguards that we do it regionally with one concerted effort and to do it smartly. So I want to again thank all of my colleagues. I want to thank all of our beach cities lifeguards on a plan that got that unanimous support that establishes the when, but not the how at this point. As I said, when we receive that guidance from our county public health department, we're going to be prepared with a plan that makes sense for all of San Diego's coastal cities. We're all going to be monitoring the situation as we move forward. And that was incredibly important, again, that we had that strong regional support. I also want to give an update this afternoon on some of the numbers that we're seeing in California and the county. Statewide, as I think unfortunately folks saw, we had the most COVID-19 related deaths reported in a single day statewide, 115. We did see a statewide significant increase in positive cases. Countywide, we had 152 new COVID-19 cases, and countywide, 4 new deaths. The county numbers, I think, need to be kept in perspective, as was discussed today, as they have also increased testing significantly, which is a good thing, as we're all working to increase the testing that's available. This data is crucial, because as we seek to put in the plans and the policies in place to reopen our city, it must be data-driven and based on science. Today I'd like to provide a couple of different updates. First, shedding some light onto the resources that are available for victims of fraud and abuse. Second, opportunity to highlight the first day of the holy month of Ramadan. And lastly, of course, I'll be highlighting San Diegans that are doing great things to step up for our city during this time of need. But first up, I want to really talk about the resources that are available for victims of fraud and abuse. COVID-19 has had devastating effects, obviously, on our economy and the lives of many of San Diegans and San Diegans' families. And as this crisis continues to evolve, we do see a ripple effect of consequences. Experts have long recognized the correlation between domestic violence and stresses from financial problems, job losses, child care issues, food insecurity. The reality is that all of these situations can exacerbate domestic violence. And the stay-at-home orders protect us from COVID-19. That's why they're in place. But we must not forget about those who are in danger in their own homes because of the threat and the reality of domestic violence. So I want San Diegans to know right off the top in today's update, and why I've had our district attorney and our city attorney here, there are resources available. There are people here to help. The San Diego Family Justice Center may be physically closed due to COVID-19, but the crucial services of the center that provides to victim of violence are still available. Services for domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. These services continue without disruption. And now more than ever, as families stay home, these life-saving services are incredibly important. And I can't stress this enough. Resources are available to families and individuals who may be watching this who are in need. We're here for you. We're here for you even if you just want to talk, to use those resources. Family Justice Center is ready to assist you in creating a personal safety plan, referring victims to critical resources like emergency housing, and obtaining police assistance if necessary. You're going to be hearing from our City Attorney, Mara Elliott, in just a second. She leads our Family Justice Center, and she'll be discussing the critical services available to anyone who is in need. We also know that this virus, unfortunately, has given scammers an opportunity to prey on vulnerable San Diegans. Scams related to economic impact checks, people who have been impersonating IRS agents to take advantage of people. COVID-19 vaccine scammers. We're asking people for money to fund vaccines or asking you to pay for the vaccines. Fake organizations that are trying to ask for dollars for PPE from our public safety and health professionals. Unfortunately, folks posing as fake charities, promising to use your money to help others. It is incredibly important that we remain vigilant and that we help one another. But I will tell you, that's why, again, we're going to hear from our District Attorney, Summer Steffen, who's been doing incredible work in this, to assist those that may have fallen prey to these scams. There are opportunities and services to help. All of what we're going to be talking about today, you can find links on our city's website, as we always put them on, sandiego.gov/coronavirus. And first up, I'd like to invite our District Attorney, Summer Steffen, who, as I said, been doing a phenomenal job against fraud and against abuse, to say a few words about the resources that are available, not just here in San Diego, but countywide, to combat these scams. Madam District Attorney, thank you for all of your help.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you, Mayor Faulconer, and thank you for your incredible leadership that we've needed very much during this difficult time for San Diegans. And crisis and pandemics, they bring out the best in people, but they also bring out the worst in people. And this is what we're seeing in the area of fraud and scams. Unfortunately, scammers have found a new way to prey on people. Many are desperately awaiting economic impact checks. And because of that, they're willing to answer any questions by anyone posing as the IRS or as an official person trying to get information. We know more checks are coming, and we know that small businesses are also awaiting different economic impact checks. Do not fall for this. No official government entity will call you and ask you for your social security number or any private banking information. Instead, hang up and call the actual entity that is supposed to be the one who's calling you. In addition, we're seeing a lot of COVID cures, fake cures that are out there, fake testing sites. Please, please check with your doctor, with your health professional. Check the CDC website for actual information as to what is and is not FDA approved. That's very, very important. We're also seeing a lot of phishing scams, and that's where people are shopping more and more online. And because of that, that's an opportunity to create a website that looks just like Amazon or wherever you are shopping, and that website is contacting you to tell you to click on a link in order to be sure that your account has not been compromised. Don't click on any links that come through any email. Instead, contact the official website of whatever company you're concerned about and deal with their customer service. That's very, very important. 18,000 complaints have come in so far to the Federal Trade Commission related to COVID scams. Charities abound, and while it's really good to be generous with charities, make sure you go on the Attorney General website where there's a listing of charities that are in good standing. Make sure that you look at websites at San Diego City and County for where you can actually put your good volunteer efforts and good money towards. It's also unconscionable that we're seeing a lot of businesses pop up for the purpose of charging extra for masks and detergents and diapers and milk and different things that people need. We've received 367 complaints, and we've sent cease and desist letters to 76 businesses that have been engaged in this activity. This can't be tolerated. We're in this together, and no one entity can defraud and can use our consumers in this way. I'm honored to work with City Attorney Mara Elliott on issues of child abuse, elder abuse, and domestic violence, and it is a partnership that benefits the entirety of San Diego County. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam District Attorney, not only for your leadership, but that of your entire team, watching out for San Diegans. And again, all of that information that was just provided, it's about being safe, it's about being smart, not being victim of a scam. And thank you for standing there and to hold those that try that, hold them accountable. That means a great deal. Next, I'd like to introduce our City Attorney, Mara Elliott, and she's going to say a few words about the incredible work and the services that are available at the Family Justice Center. That is open for business during this COVID-19 pandemic. And City Attorney, thank you for your help, your leadership, and I think this is a topic that we've all been talking a lot about these last couple of weeks, so thank you to be here to talk about some of the services and the resources that are available to help those in need. Thank you.
And thank you, Mayor, for your support of the Family Justice Center throughout the years. As City Attorney, ensuring the protection of vulnerable San Diegans is my first priority. I want to take this opportunity to speak directly to anyone who is experiencing abuse. Stay-at-home orders do not mean that you have to stay at home with your abuser. You are not alone. The San Diego Family Justice Center is here, and we will help you get out. When you call us, here's what you can expect. A calm and patient member of our team will be on the line ready to hear your story. We'll work with you on a safety plan to help you and your family escape a dangerous situation. We'll find you a safe place to stay and help you access food and clothing. We'll connect you with counseling and telemedicine services. We'll find you an attorney to help you get a restraining order and other legal protections. If you're injured, our nurses are available to provide forensic examinations. And finally, if you'd like to pursue legal action against your abuser, we can connect you with law enforcement. All of these services are completely free of charge, and they're offered without question and without judgment. Trying times like these demonstrate just what San Diego is made of. Despite the challenges we face, businesses, nonprofits, and governments are working together to ensure victims of violence are not left behind, but instead get the kind of support they so desperately need. That gives me hope for a better tomorrow. Stay safe. Call the Family Justice Center. The number is now available on your screen, or you can visit us at sandiego.gov/FJC for more information. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you, City Attorney Elliott, for you and your team and everybody at the Family Justice Center. Encourage anybody who's in need to to reach out. There are people there that can help and will help and do help every single day and every single night. I'm going to switch now to topic number 2, Ramadan. Today is the first day of the holy month of Ramadan, and usually, of course, it's a time for prayer, contemplation, and connecting with family. Just as we said during Passover and Easter, we cannot gather right now. But of course, there are still ways that we can be socially connected, even while physically apart. Prayer, of course, is needed now more than ever. And for our healthcare workers, for our first responders, for those battling this disease right now, or those that are mourning the loss of a loved one. And of course, for San Diegans that are in need and struggling. But it is also a time to reflect on the good that can happen in terms of families spending time together and communities rising up to help one another in this very difficult time. So no matter what your faith, no matter what your belief, just a reminder, I think, that it's a good time to connect. Whether you're doing Zoom calls, whether you're doing, Facebook, Skype, whatever it is. It's just a time to reach out, pick up the telephone, say hi to somebody, check on a friend, check on a neighbor, particularly those family members that maybe you haven't talked to in a while, maybe feeling a little bit lonely, that maybe live in distant places. It's a reminder it's always a good time to try to connect with each other, even if we can't do that physically. But I want to wish a Ramadan Mubarak to all San Diegans and to those in our Muslim community. Topic number 3, finally, it's our efforts to talk about, we highlight, as we do every day, San Diegans that continue to step up in this great time of need. Today we have been talking about the difficulties, of course, that many can face as a consequence of this pandemic. And we know it's not easy. We know that these are very trying times, and it has caused a lot of stress and anxiety. That's real. And it's getting more real by the day. But I want San Diegans to know you're not alone. Our story today of San Diegans stepping up comes from the National Conflict Resolution Center. And typically, the center brings together folks for a positive discussion about an issue of community concern. They understand how important it is to have those discussions, to talk through tough times. However, because of COVID-19, their group discussions came to a halt, particularly their group therapy discussions, but yet the need for them has really continued to grow. So the center decided to adapt so San Diegans can continue to practice self-care during this pandemic, and so they moved all of their sessions online using Zoom to help San Diegans who are feeling isolated or feeling like they need to be connected to talk through things, and giving them the coping mechanism and communication tools during this crisis that all of us are going through. This helps people like Bonnie. She has a tough job working to help seniors with dementia every day while also trying to balance issues in her own family life. She now uses these online groups to connect with other San Diegans, sharing their struggles on how they are coping and their hopes for a brighter tomorrow. I want to thank the National Conflict Resolution Center for continuing this important service and bringing these discussions online for San Diegans who need to talk to somebody, who need to talk things through. So if you're interested in these sessions, please go to eventbrite.com and search for the National Conflict Resolution Center. They're making a huge difference. Sometimes talking makes a huge difference, as we all know. So if you see a San Diegan that's stepping up, or an organization that is stepping up to help out a neighbor or support their community, please share it with us and use the hashtag San Diegans Step Up. We will get through this. We will get through this together as one city. I will conclude to remind all San Diegans, keep that physical distancing. Keep washing your hands with warm soap and water at least for 20 seconds. And if you leave your place, cover your face. With that, I will pause and answer if we have any questions on today's topic from members of the media. I do not believe we do. So thank you. Thank you all to our district attorney, our city attorney. Thank you, San Diegans, for continuing to do the right thing. And I will look forward to tomorrow's briefing. Thank you.